Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm eating breakfast. I am Bill W, and this is at Bill's Diecast 306. You gotta love salmon sandwiches. Being from the West Coast, being from the West Coast, gotta love them. Sort of miss it, the tuna and the salmon. Okay, today's episode, these are them. I will try and get this done as soon as possible. I am working for my friend, for him today. It's been a minute since I've done, or a half a minute since I've done a video. I do not have a tripod today. I am handing it. And that is it. This is my 8th attempt. We will see. Now, we have quite the amount of vintage, and these are some very cool vintage. These are all looking to be rehomed. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to get some new episodes when I post them. Subscribe. I appreciate all the new subscribers. You guys are all fantastic, and all you viewers are fantastic for cruising in, even for 10 seconds, to check out what I'm about. I enjoy doing these episodes, and I've met some very cool people. And then my customers here have been subscribing to my channel. All right, let's get into this. This is the day after Remembrance Day, Veterans Day, and let's see what you guys think. Now, this is from, I'd say, the early 80s, and I'm just winging it out of the old man's memory. I grew up with these. This is an Alabama car. These were cool because they had the plates. I have a white Firebird from my original, one of my original toy cars growing up. I was probably 14. And I think I got that in a trade or I stole it. Can't remember. So I have that Firebird to this day and just not letting it go. So this one I did pick up a couple of weeks ago at the Farm Toy Show here in Regina. Not a bad piece. Definitely all the glass still there. I'd say possibly a turbine style car, unless the vents in the front have lights. Not 100% certain. So the Alabama car mentioned. Oop. And I'll try to behave and at least do something right. So this car I've decided not to move along because it is a Saskatchewan car, and it's kind of cool to have something to talk about and let people know that Canadian provinces were part of the cars. And I don't know if there were any counties or whatnot from other countries or states or whatever, but I just always knew of the U.S. states as the license plates to pick up. Now, we have this nice little SC400 Lexus. It was compared to as a luxury version of a Supra Mark IV. Very cool episodes that I've been watching from this person south of the border. Picked up one of these puppies just for a couple of dollars. He was very surprised. Got it running. And I'm assuming that there is going to be possibly a new paint color. Hard to say. but it's been very cool. I'm on the second video, partway through. Just a very cool machine. Now, let's get on to this thing here. Beatnik Bandit. Now, yeah, we have a very shiny base. These guys, yes, they're a re-release of the red lines, but early days, they had the skinny front tires or wheels. Yes, these are red lines. These are not originals, or this is not an original. It will also say on the base on some of these vintage. And unfortunately, without the tripod, I'm kind of single-handedly struggling. It will say vintage on the base, on down here or up here. It will have a vintage stamp, and it is 25th anniversary. So this is not, and I repeat, not an original. So they did come with wide cards, not like they are now with the narrow or mainline cards. I'm also at my friend's store, which also houses my other areas of my hobby department. So I've moved my whole store into this store, which is, man, it's still quite the amount of items. So we have a nice little Century machine, plastic base. This is a Tomica Takara Toyota Century. Very nice machine, high-end car. I've heard some folks, we have the suspension on the real cars, do look for the engines on these guys. Because I think it's a very particular 2JZ maybe, not 100% familiar. But these are a very high-end car. Not the highest end that you can have in Japan, but a high-end car just the same. Now, moving along, as I've mentioned, this is quite the amount of videos I've done so far this morning, just having to take care of customers. So, Incredible Hulk, played with, enjoyed. Oh, I'd have had this put through its paces. I would have just beat the pulp out of this thing. Probably a year or 3 later, I would have put it through its paces. But then after a while, I started, at the age of 8 or 9, just slowing down and enjoying. Okay, is this going to work? There is the Incredible Hulk smashing through a wall. So yeah, Hulk does smash. And this 78 or 79. There's also a couple of other cars, Captain America Hotbird. I believe there is a Spider-Man fantasy car. So yeah, and the other vehicle to note, not a superhero of strength, maybe a superhero of as a skater and of tomfoolery. Bart Simpson, they would have the Baja Breaker, would have that magnifying glass and all that. Next, Mercury Marauder 69, possibly a 68. Mercury, Game Farm, as a sticker, sort of says so. Paper sticker, nice car to have in your collection if you do a diorama. You've got your herding dogs in the back, not hurting dogs, but herding dogs in the back. The glass is pretty good condition for its age. And I think there is another one that possibly was used in airports. I don't really recall. I think it was called the Commander. There was a car show I do watch, haven't watched in a while. Dark green, wood trim. Don't quote me on the final name of this. But yeah, from the show, that is. This is a Mercury Marauder wagon, as you can see. Very nice piece. If you have a diorama of, you know, hot imports, you know, high-end peoples, ranches or game farms, construction, mining, or farming equipment. This one is called a gravel shovel or tractor shovel. There we go, tractor shovel. Matchbox. And this is also Fast Ones or Super Fast by Matchbox. This here is by Matchbox. Yeah, Super Fast, tractor shovel, made there. This would be possibly early to mid 80s, maybe late. Hard to say, really. Especially without the packages to give reference. And sometimes I could go down the rabbit hole of internet. And, you know, sometimes it takes too long. Another piece for your personal collection, especially dioramas, would be this nice little tractor piece. They have that little piece here for lifting, lowering your shovel or bucket, possibly construction or mining, gravel quarry, possibly. Yep, does have that nice little dial on the bottom with the little fins to give that fantastic corgi sound. Very cool machine. Has the glass. I do base my pricing on quite the amount of glass if you have them and how clean it is. If it's been very well scuffed, it's you know, it's been played with. But yeah, up here is Matchbox double decker in green. I would say this is possibly a 2000s machine. Very good condition. The smoked or tinted windows. You know, you got to keep your passengers somewhat cool and the way to and from work. Growing up in Victoria, BC, we had the red ones. And there are many cities throughout the world that have the double deckers. Now, this is a brand called Zylemex. Nice machine. I'm not going to do it again. The dumper is very stiff. This is not a Terex Titan. It is a dump truck. Heavy duty dump truck. Now, what's interesting about the Zylemex as opposed to the Matchbox are the wheels. Very similar. Not the same, but similar. And I did forget to mention about the hefty tow bar at the back. Now, getting back to this, we have the glass. Is it a Terex Titan? No. I think it's just a pit, gravel pit dump truck. Could it be a Terex Titan? No, because they are a different breed. They are, I think this is just based on a 50s, early 60s style dump truck. Now, last but not least, we have the Mercedes Unimog. Very cool machine. I know that from one being sold years ago, it was a former hydro truck. Very narrow, small, ground clearance. So I believe some of these were used off the pavement. Very, very excellent piece. Very excellent piece. I should buy one of those little $5 battery powered rotators. You know, very cool machine. In a previous video, I did have a beater with no wheels or tires. This is the one that I mentioned that I had, as you see here. Now this, did I get it right? Yep. By Lesney, so manufactured by Lesney, and this is a Matchbox series or division, Matchbox division from Lesney, until you see it now where it is all Matchbox and not a division of. So there you have it, guys. Today's episode on some of these vintage machines, and it's interesting that this Lexus has been out for quite some time. So yes, again, please hit that like, share, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button. I very much appreciate you guys. Allows me to talk my face off, and I hope I don't bore too many people. Hard to say. And these are looking for new homes. You can email me, get a hold of me for bringing them to your personal collection or diorama. We're still in the month of November. Have a wonderful day, guys. Hope to see you in the next episode. Bye for now.